to the community one way or the other, and we'll chat to them and see what they think about it and what their views were of the honest system, because I think that would be quite an interesting angle to take. I think so. I mean, you're very interested in politics, but you actually work.
So the last time you was with me, I was in Dewsbury. Well, no, I wasn't. Well, Dewsbury, Ravensthorpe. And then that week just fizzled out. That's why I didn't bother uploading anything for the rest of the week. It was Tuesday, weren't it? Right. So Tuesday, if you've not seen it, it's like the end of the. Well, basically, it is the last video. So I'd parked up. It was Tuesday. Got the delivery off. Had a bit of waffle to you. Told you a couple of stories. And then I probably hung around for about another half an hour and then decided to head south, because this was, hang on. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Now the job I do on a Thursday, well, the job that's scheduled for every Thursday, on most occasions it is ready kind of any day of the week. It's just scheduled for the Thursday. So what I did, I got in touch with the customer saying I was parked up at Dewsbury, I was empty, any chance I could do it on the Wednesday. And not to go into too much details, sometimes I can get the whole run done on a Wednesday, other times I might start it late Wednesday afternoon and then it runs into the Thursday, and it all depends whether I start down at Coventry or at Uttoxeter. So what I did, I left Dewsbury Tuesday afternoon, ran down to Uttoxeter, collected the goods no, I didn't. I ran down on Tuesday, spent the night in Uttoxeter, then on Wednesday morning rather than Thursday morning, started at Uttoxeter. But on this occasion, even though normally everything's ready, there was a delay in the manufacturing bit, I think, at Stoke. So the two places I go to in Stoke, I was hanging around for a bit. So, long story short, even though I started Wednesday morning, I didn't actually finish the run till Thursday morning, which is the schedule anyway, when I eventually got the goods off. I think that's what happened. Anyway, long story short, it was a really quiet week. Did nothing on the Monday, came in on the Tuesday, did the Dewsbury thing, ran down there Tuesday night, and between Wednesday and Thursday got the Thursday run done, got nothing back. So that's why there's no footage, that's why there's no video. A lot of it was running around in the dark, the weather was crap and all that kind of thing. So and you've seen me Thursday run before. So that was that week. Then the following week, did that. Right, so during that week, got a phone call off one of my direct customers who were actually based where I parked the truck, which is handy. I've said it before, there's no empty running to go and collect the goods. So, and again, didn't film it because it's one that's been on the Keeping It Real. I think Keeping It Real one's one of my other videos. I'll put a link here just so you can see what I'm, if you've not seen it, just to see what I'm talking about. So this involved collecting in Darwin a load of pipe, taking that up to Berwick-on-Tweed, to the site up at Berwick-upon-Tweed, and then, because it's a side and they're coming to an end of the work that they're doing, they've also another site at Lancaster University. So what I did was deliver the goods up there that they needed, and then reloaded all like the ancillary equipment, bits of fencing, you know, all the not the tools for the job, but a lot of the site equipment that they used, they were pulling down, and it needed to go back to, rather than back to a warehouse, it just went from site to site. So on the Monday, oh no, I tell a lie. No, well I don't. Was that this week? I've done it a couple of times, so I'm just trying to figure out where we're up to now. Right, so that's this week. That was right. Not tell a lie. So they rang me that week to see if I could do this job the following week. I could, but on the Monday the truck's due. It's 6 weekly inspection. So on the Monday, as always, take the truck into the garage for when they open. Sit there while they do the inspection. Just 1 second. Well, that's today's load cancelled. Right, I forgot. Oh, for God's sake. So that's today's load cancelled. And because I'm currently sat in the yard, right, and it's... I've even forgot what day it is. Right, so I'm sat in the yard. I'm going to confuse you all now. So I'm sat in the yard. I've got this load booked from next door but one on the kind of semi-industrial estate where I'm based, right? And that was from here, say Darwin, down to Nottingham for this afternoon. So because it's Wednesday, a run down to Nottingham plonks me ideal for tomorrow's Thursday run where I collect a new Toxiter, and now they've just cancelled it. But they are paying me a cancellation fee. It's not the full amount, it's half the amount I would have got for the job, but now I'm free to do something else. So before anyone starts commenting saying, oh, you need to charge them cancellation costs, you need to charge them waiting time and all the rest of it. I do. I can't, I've said before, I can't go into every minute detail of how it works on every video. So when something happens, just because I don't say something doesn't mean I haven't done it or I have done it. So on this occasion, the job's been cancelled. They're going to pay me half of what they would have paid me to do the job. So before you start, that's done now. Right, so let's get back. Right, so the truck's gone in for inspection. I've took the truck in for inspection. I've sat with it. A couple of hours later, I'm done. So I'm back to the yard to load for Berwick. So by the time I've loaded for Berwick, it's now dinner time on Monday. So I've loaded up to Berwick. Got up to Berwick for tea time Monday. Got tipped. Got reloaded. But that took ages because it was all, you know, the stuff you see around building sites. So we've not got that bit of fencing, or we've got this bit of fencing. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll grab that. Let's put that there. No, let's take it off. Put that there and stack it on top. It's not all going to fit, so we're going to have to move that. You know, that kind of scenario. And then they decided that it wouldn't all fit on anyway. So we loaded what we loaded on. I then set off to Lancaster just after tea, kind of early evening on Monday. Obviously I'm not going to get to Lancaster to tip because they've all gone home. So I drove as far as Truckhaven at Carnforth, spent the night there, then ran into Lancaster Tuesday morning, tipped that. So I'm now empty mid-morning Tuesday, then got nothing. nothing at all. So again, got nothing. Did that Tuesday, and I think I went back to the yard. I think I went back to the yard and went home. Came in Wednesday, got nothing again, and then pootled on down to Utoxeter, I think. Did my Thursday run again. But then there was another load to Berwick to do on Friday, because they had more pipe to go up and more stuff to collect for Lancaster. So even though I didn't do anything, alright, I tipped Tuesday morning in Lancaster, then for the rest of the day I didn't do anything. Well, I did stuff, but I wasn't doing a job. Wednesday I wasn't on a job. But the fact that I had a job on Thursday, then came back up to Darwin, loaded for Berwick again, went up to Berwick, tipped. Oh no, I didn't. I know some of you are getting really, really bored now because I'm all over the show. On the Monday, oh, I can't remember. On the Monday, up to Berwick. I can't remember whether I tipped Monday night or Tuesday morning now. No, I did. By the time I'd got loaded on Monday, got up to Berwick Monday night, it was too late to get tipped. So I got tipped, reloaded Tuesday, but that took ages because it took quite a while getting all this pipe off. Then they had to faff about because, as usual, lack of communication. That was it. Lack of communication and all the rest of it. They weren't sure what needed to go into Lancaster. Some of it wasn't ready, some of it was ready. So by the time I'd got tipped, reloaded, set off for Lancaster, the forklift driver at Lancaster was going home between 3 and past, and I was going to get there about 4 o'clock. So I couldn't tip that till Wednesday morning. So tip that Wednesday morning at Lancaster, because Monday night I kept in Berwick outside the site. Tuesday night, because I'd gone down, stayed at Carnforth, tipped Wednesday morning, kind of had a slow day Wednesday with no job, got down to Utoxeter Wednesday night, did my Thursday run, then went back up to Darwin. So even though I didn't have a job Wednesday as such, this additional Berwick job made up more than enough for that as well, because Thursday after I'd done my run, came back up to Darwin, Friday morning got loaded with more pipe, went, and they were, because I got loaded first thing, I'd not, obviously on Monday I'd been to get the truck inspected, so that kind of wasted 2 or 3 hours. They loaded me pretty sharpish on Friday, got up to Berwick, got tipped, got reloaded with more fencing and, you know, ancillary equipment for the site. Set off back south Friday, but didn't have enough duty time to get back. I think I was short by an hour. It's just the nature of tipping, because it took me a while to get loaded up there again, because they wanted everything that was left on the truck, so it had to be loaded right, because you've got heavy plates and fences and all kinds of stuff, different things that needed stacking, and so a bit like a Jenga thing. So right, so that got loaded. So by the time that got loaded, I was probably on site about 4 hours. I'd been loading it here in the morning. So on Friday, set off back south. I could have got as far as Preston, but I just stopped at, it was dark, it was miserable, so I just stopped at Carlisle. Ran back into the yard Saturday morning. Then went home. Then came in on Monday of this week. It's now Wednesday, but came in on Monday, went up to Lancaster, delivered that stuff. Oh, I'm getting confused now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Delivered that stuff on Monday. Didn't get anything for the rest of Monday, so went home. Kind of headed south from Lancaster and then got to Preston and thought, well, do I hang around, do I go home, that kind of thing. And I'm never at home, so I thought, well, I may as well go home. So, that night, so I went back to the yard, still hung around for a bit. It's not like get back at dinner time, oh, I'm going home. It's, right, get back to the yard so I know where I'm at. I think I faffed about sorting my AdBlue out and oil and, just making sure everything was right, looking for jobs. Direct customer didn't have anything else. So then went home, came in, that's Monday night. Tuesday didn't get a job. Then Tuesday quoted this job down to Nottingham, and they've just cancelled it. So that's that's where we're up to. I know you're not bothered, but if I'm going to keep putting a video on every now and again, it's going to have to be me saying, right, well, I had no work, and then I had some work, and I didn't have some work. But the fact this direct customer, where I'm based, is kind of ideal, because like I've said, if it's at the beginning of the week, especially on a Monday, there's no empty running because I'm in the yard. And they understand that a run up to Berwick or somewhere like that, the chances of getting anything back are slim. So the money's all right. And I'll go out my way for them. So we have a decent working relationship. And then for another direct customer that I've got last week, well, it's been a bit of a faff really, because they asked me to do a job up to Orkney. Well, I'd never heard of it, but the E-Day, if anyone knows E-Day up there, Orkney, is it classed as the Orkney Isles? I don't know. I'm not that familiar with all the little islands, but it's just too much hassle and too much time to go and do a job like that when there's other people that specialise in that area. So one of these days I was faffing about quoting via other people to my customer to get that done, and it's actually took, from booking the job, it should have arrived this morning, it's actually took 2 weeks. To get the stuff up there, because what they do, they've collected late. It was booked 2 weeks ago, but too late to be able to be collected that week, so it had to be collected the following week, then taken up to Inverness, then taken up to Orkney, then on another boat and taken up to E-Day, and it should have arrived this morning, so hopefully that job's completed. So that's where we're up to, and now they've cancelled. I only started talking to you now because I'm sat in the yard. sat in the yard waiting to go and collect this stuff for Nottingham, because now it's 9:30. And we're going to set off in a minute because it's not booked for collection till 11, so we're just going to go in an hour early and see if I could get it, because it was only 2 pallets going down to Boots at Nottingham. And you might say, oh, 2 pallets, well, why are you doing it? Well, they request a vehicle that can reverse on a loading bay. So if you turn up in a van or a 7.5 tonner, they'll refuse delivery, because they always request a vehicle that can back on a bay so they can unload it. So sometimes when you see people with not a lot of stuff on a truck, or you know, you get asked, oh, we've got 1 pallet, we've got 2 pallets, it's really light stuff, can you do it? Most of the time stuff like that is because you need to be able to reverse on a bay. So they'll request no tail lift unless it's a tuck under tail lift, and a vehicle suitable for a bay, so anything from 18 tonne or above, I suppose. Right, so that's cocked that up, because I was going to waffle to you now for half an hour about absolute nothing, just to let you know where I was up to this week. Tell you how quiet January is. I assume for everybody, unless unless you're an employed driver. I've said it before. If you're an employed driver at a big logistics firm delivering cornflakes, you're probably not quiet, because it's that regular 10 o'clock slot at Tesco every day or every other day, and all, that kind of thing. RDC work for big logistics companies tends to just keep rolling and rolling, but ad hoc work like this is hit and miss, especially in January and into February. But some of you watching are probably going to say, well, it's not worth it, you're not earning anything, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And that's why I always say you need to average everything out, sometimes over a month, sometimes over a week, but really you need to average everything out over the year, because we're coming up to the end of January, and kind of the financial year. I've just had all my accounts through off my accountant telling me, even though I had a rough idea anyway, obviously they go into it with a bit more detail, and I'm quite happy, because the whole thing about running the business is averaging out through the year, rather than just looking at, when I look at January, it's going to be terrible. I'll not have lost any money. I might not have made any money. That might be the same for February. But for the rest of the year, if I'm making profit, this is just one of those, one of those quiet times. And I knew it before I started, it'd be like this, and it's been like this every year. So what I was planning on doing is, rather than having a big summer holiday, I was thinking, right, well, I'll just have January off and go away for 3 weeks in the sun somewhere. But due to things that have happened, personal stuff and all the rest of it, that's not happened. So I'm going to have maybe a month off in summer, or 3 weeks, and planning on going to the States again. So you've got to, when I tell you, yeah, did nothing Monday, did nothing Wednesday, just did this on Thursday, then I did that on Friday. You lot don't know how much I'm getting paid to do that, do you? So like last week, even though I've just gone through it, don't worry, I'm not going to go through it ideally. I'm saying, right, I didn't do anything Tuesday, I didn't do anything Wednesday, but when you actually look at it, as even from a mileage point of view, I've still clocked up enough mileage, and if everything's based on pounds per mile, work it out yourself now. let's say Blackburn with Darwin services, right? So from there to Berwick-on-Tweed to Lancaster, then empty to Uttoxeter, then loaded from Uttoxeter to Stoke to Coventry to Uttoxeter, loaded, then just empty back up to Darwin, then load, well, Blackburn with Darwin services, then load again for Berwick, up to Berwick, reload at Berwick, so we're still loaded, back down to Blackburn, well, with Darwin services, loaded, and then from Blackburn with Darwin services up to Lancaster, loaded. So, you know, work out that mileage. So I might say, yeah, I didn't do anything that day, and that day, but these days overlapped. When I started on the Monday, I can say, right, there was nothing on Tuesday in my diary, nothing on Wednesday, but that job loaded Monday. I didn't actually get the stuff off till Wednesday morning. So really it was like a 2.5, well, 2 and a bit day job, weren't it? And then I did a full Thursday. Then I did a full Friday, Saturday morning and Monday morning. So it's better than it sounds if you know where I'm up to, because that week, I'm not going to tell you, I'm just looking now. That's actually, it's actually more than I thought, right? Yeah, that's right. Oh no, I did the VAT one, so that's it. Right, so I know what the mileage was, and I know what obviously what I earned, and I've earned plenty that week. Anyway, that's where we're up to, and I don't know what to do now. I'll just have to play it by ear and let you know shortly what's going to happen, because I need to get down to Uttoxeter for tomorrow morning. So I'm going to go online now and see if I can pick up anything online. But since I had someone commenting saying, "Oh, you need direct customers. You need to bring in so much a week." Well, how do you know I don't work for direct customers, and how do you know that I don't earn that each week or bring in that much each week? And it doesn't really matter how much you're bringing in if it all goes out and there's no profit. You know, you could say, "Oh, right, I think he said you need to be you need to be bringing in at least £4,000 a week, right?" Well, that's great, but what about if your outgoings are £4,000 a week? You've made nothing. I'd rather bring in 2.5 a week and my outgoings be £500. That means I'm £2,000 up, doesn't it? Rather than not earning anything. So it's not all you've got to work out. It's all right saying, "Oh yeah, I brought 10 grand in last month." Well, brill. But if your outgoings were 9 grand, what's the point? Like I said, I'd rather my incomings in a week be, in a month, be, I don't know, 7 grand, and my outgoings be 3 grand. Because you've earned profit then, haven't you? But that's, some people don't think like that. So, right, we'll leave it at that. I'm sorry for keep waffling, and I know there'll be comments now saying I'm all over the show, but that's just the way it goes, isn't it? I'm a truck driver, not a Netflix producer. So, catch you later. I'm just looking in my diary, actually, with regards to direct customers and jobs, let's say off the haulage exchange, for example. So, even though it has been hit and miss because it's been quiet, I'm just going to... So I think we're in the third week of... the third proper week of January. So let's put that there. So Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right, so I've done 2 jobs on the exchange and 6 for direct customers. I think 1. And that might not seem a lot, but remember, a couple of these jobs for the direct customers were from Darwin, Berwick, Lancaster. The other one was, you know, so it's 1 job. Or we call them 3 jobs. 1 job from Darwin to Berwick, done. Right, can you do another job? Yeah, what is it? Berwick to Lancaster. Yeah, do that. So is that classed as 1 job or 2 jobs that take up a couple of days? Or can you do a job? Yeah, what is it? Well, it's from Darwin up to Berwick. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, and can you do another job? Yeah, pick some stuff up from Berwick and bring it back to Darwin. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, and can you do another job? Yeah, that stuff you bring back to Darwin, can you take it up to Lancaster on Monday? Is that 3 jobs or 1 job? So that's either 3 jobs for a direct customer or 1 job, or spread over 2 or 2 and a bit days. So even though it's only like waffle. So even though it's only 1 in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs up until the 3rd week of January. So over a period of 2 full weeks, it's, did they just say 6 jobs? 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, innit? 4 or 5. Yeah, let's say 6 jobs in total. 4 for direct customers, 6. You get me drift, don't you?
Advertise here and get your message heard by up to 6.5 million switched on listeners every week.
Or sell it.
this is convenient, isn't it? A lay-by outside of this breakdown or accident. And again, there's an ambulance there, so I don't know whether drivers had a funny do. So that bit of footage then was just the end of my Thursday run, because the load got cancelled, got nothing. I obviously waffled to you. I'm filming this a few days later because I can't find the footage of later on that day, so I'm just going to quickly go over what I did the rest of the week. So it was Wednesday, the load got cancelled. I got paid for half of it, which more than made enough for driving down to Utoxeter. So that day, that Wednesday, when I was just talking to you before that road footage you've just seen. So after that, I set off down to Utoxeter, got loaded at Utoxeter Wednesday evening. Stayed at ADS Wednesday night, and then Thursday carried on the run, and that footage was me coming to the end of the run. And as you can see, I got delayed, it had gone dark, A50 were partly closed and all that. So got to Utoxeter, still got tipped, so spent the night at Utoxeter, and then on Friday morning I got an ADR load that I've done before from Sutton Coalfield with 2 drops up round Blackburn. I didn't film that anyway due to the nature of what it is and where I was going, because it's all to do with the aerospace industry and things like that. I'd rather just not film rather than film and hope to get away with it, or going, starting, asking can I film, can't film. I'd rather keep a lot of the time keep that private. So Friday morning, that wasn't due to be collected till 9 o'clock Friday morning at Sutton Coalfield. So went down, collected, I think it was only 4 or 5 pallets for Blackburn postcode, but it's probably nearer Preston and then into Blackburn. And the way I do it, the first job up near Preston I normally do first, and then I run down, do the second job kind of just outside Blackburn. And again, it's on the load that got cancelled. They said it was from the next door but one, maybe, I think, warehouse on the estate where I'm based. Well, this second drop that I'd picked up from Sutton Coalfield, even though it wasn't for them, it was for the same estate anyway. So on a Friday it's ideal because it gets me home onto the same industrial estate. So whizzed up to the BB postcode that's nearer Preston, got there, they refused to tip me because it was windy. I've never had that before. Can't tip because it's windy. Right, anyway, but due to the fact that the same logistics company run this contract, when I went to let's say the Blackburn postcode one, on the same estate as where I'm based, they took delivery of everything. So they took delivery of everything, and then that's the end of the week. And now I'm getting confused because I'm telling you this while I'm actually filming a different week. So if we end we'll end that now. So that was that week. Yeah, load got cancelled, went down, did that, collected Sutton Coldfield up to Northwest, tipped all that, finished. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'll either add it on now, the start of this week I'm doing, or I'll do it in another video. So I'll say keep it real, this might be the end of the video, or in a second you'll see me driving around an industrial estate in Stockport. Do you get it? Do you get it? Sorry for the confusion. I confuse myself a lot of the time, so you know I understand it if you lot are confused, but you know, you need to know. A lot of vloggers film the job, film the work, you know, do the stuff, fair enough, but I want to try and explain how things work sometimes, and if I've lost a bit of footage or I can't even remember what I'm saying, I still want to be able to say it. So right, we'll leave it at that, and in a minute you'll see me driving around Stockport, or this will be the end of the video. Keep it real.